Hey guys, it's Brandon, aka B.Rich Beauty, aka your beauty best friend. Happy Monday, y'all!
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. We're talking all things reality with myself and Jeremy McShann. So you know what to do. Grab your beverage. Let go. Jeremy.
Brandon. What's that?
You good over there?
I'm great over there. How are you
Says,
over there? You
it says you
good?
good. I just
You
want to make
good?
sure you was good, boo.
Yes. Tell me you good, sis.
Listen, I don't know if I'm good with you right now because I'm feeling some kind of way.
Yes. Why? B.Rich, why are you feeling a certain kind of way?
Because J.Rich, your beautiful best friend, I feel
Uh,
like you're trying to do something here.
get
So
into it. Get into it. I'm your beautiful best friend, J.Rich. Yes, and I'm gonna be doing my cam makeup tutorials. Yes. Cannot
yeah,
wait to show you all about my
yeah,
tutorials. They're going to be so
please
amazing.
please give the kids a smoky eye skincare tutorial,
I
beautiful best friend.
will. My MACK Mac. God.
Listen, that's fine. I'm luxury, you're CVS.
Hey, we all gotta shine in our area of expertise. How about
I'm
that?
3 wick candle, you're 1 wick candle.
But now I have 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
3. I fill up the space.
Awesome.
Jeremy, your weekend sugar.
Oh my goodness. So I've been rehearsing like crazy. My company, J.A.M, the Review, has a show next weekend on the November 19th and 20th. So if you are in the DC area, you need to come check this show out. It's a great Christmas
It's next
spectacular.
weekend.
Next weekend, child.
Already?
Already. Lord have mercy.
Listen, innocent spectator. Hey, boo, thanks for joining us. She said, Jeremy, you dance. What you talking about? Exactly. Tell him to stay in his lane, trying to come from me and my beauty, because I'm your beauty best friend. So, you got to watch these kids, child.
Right. I feel like I look orange. I look orange today.
What you say, Jeremy?
Am I looking orange, y'all?
Well, it's something about your lighting. It looks like you're having a little, your bastard amber lighting is going on right now.
Right. It needs a little bit more. Listen, I want to get up, but if I get up, oh shoot, I know how to turn off my camera on my thing, but I don't know how to turn it off here.
Listen,
get up.
It ain't that kind of show, honey. This is not pay-per-view. Don't be standing up giving us all types of an eyeful. Okay.
There we go. That's a little
better.
better.
Oh, look, that's cooled you off amazingly. No bastard amber for you.
Right. Okay. Entendre.
I was waiting. Get mama her medicine and make it a double entendre.
Yes, and listen, who had this sentiment this week was probably Miss Erica Jane, because on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Part 4 of the 4-part reunion, Andy really...
Hold on. Okay. I know you're excited to talk about Beverly Hills, but I just want to finish off by saying J.A.M, the Review is next weekend. There's a link that we're going to put in the description box. If you're in the DMV area, buy a ticket, go support Jeremy as he dances, and he is your beautiful dancing friend. How about that?
Oh God. Support Black business, save the arts.
Yes, honey. Like Mariah Carey has already defrosted for Christmas. Jeremy, you're ready to do a 1-2 Lorianne Gibson boom cat. Now, go.
Yeah, so anyway, so Miss Erica Jane was on the hot seat and Andy was giving it to her. And so, some of the things Andy talking about her biting off the women's heads. He was like, anytime these women ask you a question, you just bite off their heads. And she just didn't really understand what the problem was, right? And she's like, you all know me, but do they? Because this season they've learned so much about you that is kind of opposite of what they thought they knew. Even Dorit at one point in the season was like, I don't even know who this person is, because and it's something serious. We're trying to get down to the bottom of it. So you need to let us know what's going on.
But you know, Dorit is a flip-flopper to me because Dorit would say, I don't know who this is. I feel some kind of way. And the moment Dorit gets into Erica's presence, Dorit is doing everything she can to protect her relationship and kiss Erica's ass, right? So the fact that Andy grilled Erica like some bland chicken on Thanksgiving Day, or actually during the 4th of July, because you know that chicken's gonna be bland, child. But what we know for sure is Erica changes her story over and over again. And I appreciate the fact that Andy called her out, especially with that timeline of like Tom flipping his car, her son coming to rescue, him being unconscious. It was miraculously snowing in California. Like it don't even rain in Southern California, let alone snow, sis. But okay.
Because listen, from your science class, you know the rain turned into the snow, right? It's the same thing, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I find and I feel that with this, first of all, I can appreciate a 4-part episode, but let the 4-part episode be nice and juicy for all the parts. They could have done this in 3 parts, Jeremy.
You know, they always try to stretch it out, and I'm thankful for it because, you know, at the end of the seasons, you never really want them to go because it could be a whole year before we see these women again, though they've started filming already. You know, they want to get on top of this Erica drama, and, you know, Andy does come back, and what confuses me, he says, you know, the people really want to know are you paying for your lifestyle right now? And she was like, well, you know, you already said how much I get paid, but then she also said earlier that all her checks were going to Tom. So how did she?
Oh, that's good.
Right? Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, so was this latest check deposited to a new account, or what's going on?
So you think she stopped payment the moment she left, and did her Tina Turner run away from Tom?
I mean, I have no idea because she had to do this before the season film because all season she's been there at this new place.
Absolutely.
So where did she get these funds? I really wish the women weren't just like, oh, we're going to support her. Like, we need to get down to the facts. And since she wants to bring, you know, Atlanta and Potomac into it, they would have gotten down to the facts.
Listen, Atlanta and Potomac gets down to the facts over the dumbest of things. So, you know, if anybody from Atlanta or Potomac had a situation like this, think about Potomac a couple seasons ago when the Grand Dame was going through her whole tax situation and all the girls were digging in, especially Giselle Green Eye Band itself. And we won't talk about her later anyways. But, you know, those housewives in Atlanta and Potomac, they don't play. And they're not going to be wishy-washy either because everybody's name is attached to it.
Right. And I love when she brought that up in relations to her and Sutton's beef. And Garcelle, well, what was that supposed to mean? Because you did just name the Black franchises. And I think she realized that. That's why she threw New York up in the mix.
Absolutely.
But it was just like, they needed, and this is the thing. Like, it's so crazy to me. And then Andy asked her, did you ask Tom if he did it? Karina, what's up, boo? She said receipt bugs. Yes, Atlanta, these places, Monique and her binders. But
go ahead. I was going to say something, but I didn't want to cut you off.
I saw you. So that's why I was just like, it felt like it needed to be said right now. So go ahead and say it.
They are scared of her, and I don't know why. Because guess what? At the end of the day, Erica could bark and bark and bark, but I guarantee you she's not going to lay hands on nobody. So the fact that Erica could, what?
That ain't this show.
That's not her, period, because Erica would get dragged. Now, especially if she got the right one. Now, she goes
Erica look like she can fight. I don't think nobody can fight. I don't even think myself can take it in a fist fight. Now, if they gonna get the fighting, she the one to fight because she gonna
run up on Garcelle and see what happens. Sock passe, all up in that street.
Oh, child. This is too much for me. And so Andy, you know, asked her, did she ask Tom if he did it? That caught her so much off guard. She didn't know what to say. She was not expecting that question. You know, she's reaching. And then she finally comes to the conclusion that, oh, well, he's incompetent, so it doesn't matter anyways. But what I was confused about is if he's incompetent, how is he calling you every day? And what are y'all talking about? If he's calling you every day? And how does he call you every day?
Well, it sounds like he's in one of those mental health facilities, and so he's probably bribing some nurse or somebody to give him the phone, and he's competent enough to remember Erica's number to call her. Plain and simple.
So that's why I didn't understand. So like, and Kathy could be unbothered in the situation because she took the time to apply her makeup doing this line of questioning where everybody's so serious. She's like, listen, I'm over this. And so
let me know when hunky dory arrives.
Right. So Andy asked her about, the timeline where Erica is saying that it's 3 years versus the LA Times article's 10 years. And, she really doesn't have an answer for that either. And it just comes across that she continues to she's still trying to cover for him in some kind of way.
Yeah. And here's the thing. She is. Because at the end of the day, she might be caught up in this, and Tom may have done whatever, but like she said, I still love him. So I think there's an element of trying to cover for him while also trying to escape without being caught in the mess as well. But these actions lend itself to making you look like a liar. So while you're upset at Sutton and everybody else for holding you to the fire and saying that this appears like you're lying and you don't like to be called a liar, then don't quit changing your story. You're doing that to try to confuse the audience and the legal system.
Right. Don't call me a liar, you bitchy fucking cunt.
She called her. Oh, okay. Well, Jeremy.
My bad. I forgot we was on the platform. My bad.
My good gracious.
Well, that's what Erica said, but I forgot. I need to edit myself.
I mean, beautiful best friend over there. Who uses that kind of language? I knew you was from the streets of Atlanta, child.
Right, okay, them streets of Atlanta, then the coming out, okay. But Sutton, she's mad at Sutton for calling her a liar, but Sutton says, "You pretended to be my friend, so what do you call that? A liar." Even Andy was like, "Oh."
I was like, Sutton better come with the hit.
That was it. It was it. She was not expecting that.
It caught me off guard. I was like, oh, you might be right, Sutton. Like literally, you said you pretended to be my friend, and she says, and I played you like a fool. That means you're a liar, sis. A whole one.
A whole liar. And so, this 9 hours, she says she remembers now. She went back and counted. So I don't understand how she went back and counted. How do you go back and count? But so I'm even more confused because I wish she would not have even clarified this, because if it was 9 hours that is there, you say you haven't heard from this man since 6 p.m. Were you not calling him? We didn't call the police? Like,
she said she called him and it just was going to voicemail. And she said, he called her at 6 a.m.
What do you do? What was she doing from 6 o'clock till 9 hours later when she found him? What was she doing?
Minding her business in the house with her glam squad.
I would be concerned if you tell me at 6 o'clock that you're on the way home and you never show up. I'd be very concerned about you. I would call the police. I'd call people. I would do all of this. And even Andy was like, "Where's the police report?" And she was like, "They can't find one.
They can't find one." I'm like, come on, sis. So like, I'm done. I'm like this last part with her. I was just so over it. I'm done. Anything else you want to talk about with Beverly Hills?
Two quick things before we move on. One was the LA Times came out and said that they did give her a heads up about the article, that they had called her 2 days before to see if she wanted to make a comment because they were telling her this article was going to go live.
I did not know that, Jeremy McShann. Look at you, Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget. I did my homework. Erica is caught up in the rapture of lies. Yes, okay. Yes. Caught up in the rapture of lies. And, what she did end on something that I agree with Dorit. If she would have said this way a long time ago, we could have been rocking with her, where she said the best way I could help the victims is by going to court, which, listen, agreed. Nobody is arguing with that. But if you would have started with that a long time ago, hey, this is what it is. I'm going to court. I'm going to see this through. If this is true, I don't mind her saying that. If it's true that Tom did this, then I want to make sure I've done all I can to do that. We would have left her all the way along.
And not only this, if she started from the beginning saying, hey guys, there's a lot going on, and a lot of these things I can't talk about, but I will tell you what I can, instead of being combative,
And
she left early. And then she was like, well, why don't you come to me and talk to me? Because you curse me out every time I come to you to talk to you about this. Like, what alternate reality are you living in, Erica Girardi?
yeah, that was crazy. But
all right.
Until next season, guys. So
yes. And now we got 2 guaranteed storylines: the continuations of Erica, and now Dorit and her trauma from the home invasion. So as of now, it doesn't look like a Jussie Smollett type of situation. So again,
see though, we gonna uplift my black brother.
Let's talk about the Leather Mary's Huntsville Henny.
I just have one quick question about that, and we're not gonna harp on it. But like, if he would, when he was at Subway at this time of night, did he get a sandwich? And what happened to the food? Was it like on the ground when he got mugged, or did he eat at the Subway? Or did he get to the Subway and realize like, I'm not really that hungry no more, so I'm gonna go back home? Where was the food? Nobody has discussed what happened to the food. I just need to know.
He went to Subway early. He went to Subway like, what you say?
Innocent is like, Martell and Mel, get to the next. Get to.
Because you want to talk about a whole sandwich. Are you hungry over there?
Oh, but I am really confused. If you go there, right? That's just like if I get up in the middle of the night and go to Subway, right? Then the food is probably spilt on the ground if I get mugged, if I'm walking back. And they never really discussed that. So I was confused about that. But
were you wanting that to be in the police report? The Subway?
It was very important for me to know. But like Innocent said, Martell and Mel. So let's talk about these.
Thank you. It's disheartening. This is an episode that I was actually really disappointed in those two, because in that one moment, we see that they can never exist in the same space without going into a big blow up argument. But it was the first time that we've seen on camera that their energy, their confusion, their mess affected the children. And in a flash of like behind the fourth wall type of moment, you saw that he had to turn back around. She had to bring the child out the car and take her into the office to calm her down. Like, that was one of the realest moments for them to say, like, get your ish together. Like, this is becoming, and don't get me wrong, Martell is a gaslighter all day and all night. He's toxic AF. He is just disgusting at times. And the fact that he pokes and pokes at the end and then storms off, like Mel said, if he would have said, hey guys, we're leaving, go tell mommy bye, blah, blah, blah. But kids are smart. Kids are intuitive. Kids know, and she's the oldest. So she has that layer of protector for everybody else as well. And she could also see what her daddy was doing. That impacted me. In that one moment, I was like, bless the children heart. And not like the Southern bless your heart, as in, like, like,
no, bless your heart. Yeah.
Like, bless your heart.
And my thing about it is too, and the office is not the hugest office either. So they probably could have them arguing. The fact that, like, I hate that he tried to say that she was crying because the office was different. Like, come on now, that is too crazy. Them kids not even really paying attention to that like that. But it is the fact that your energy came up in there. You just like, it's time to go. They're asking you questions. It's so early. Why are we leaving? What's going on?
They didn't. You heard that, right? That was quick.
They didn't get to say goodbye to their mom. He just put them in the car, which is weird. Like, we're here in mommy's office and we can't even say goodbye. What? Right. This is too crazy to me.
He's horrible. And I think we even see that. I'm going to just jump and we can come back. But we see that even more when Mel comes to his work site to have a conversation about how do we work this through so that we can stop disrespecting each other and we can have some boundaries. And he goes off on a tangent. The fool is stalking her, shows up on a date, records it, and has the nerve to be upset that she's out living her best single life. What kind of crazy are you?
She's supposed to be his wife again. He really believed that in his mind. And so, yeah, that's the craziest thing to me is that he already knew what it was about before she pulled up, because he told the guy, what's the name, Fred or whatever, he was like, oh, I kind of messed up last night. And so he had already knew what he did was wrong. So for him to even, he should have just brought that energy. I messed up yesterday. it's fresh for me. Seeing you with a guy for the first time really did something, because that's understandable. Even if I mess up, I may care for you, and if I see you with somebody else, it may cause me to feel a certain kind of way. So if he would have went that energy, it would have disarmed her a little bit as well too.
Hold on. But she's had to deal with his cheating for years.
I listen. I understand that. I am not debating that at all.
That's not fair.
Wait, what are you saying? It's not fair. I'm saying that he should have come to her. He had already knew that he was wrong. So for him to act like he didn't know why she was coming, and then when she tells him what her issue was, he deflects from that, doesn't admit to that, and then to try to say something that what she did was wrong. But he could have just come to her and been like, hey, I know why you here. That was messed up on my behalf last night. This was emotional for me to see this. It's not going to happen again. My bad. And I think if he would have did that, it would have disarmed her a little bit, and she could have heard that, and they could have moved in a different kind of way than what they did.
But he's so stuck on petty that even if he did that, he was going to still try to make it sound like Melody was in the wrong here. And this is where I have issues with Martell, because Martell will say something, start something, and then when Mel gets a little too real, then he wants to back up. He wants to do all the shucking and jiving. He wants to then be like, well, why? This is not the place to talk about it. Why would you say that? No, don't do that. Don't backpedal just because we're on camera talking about this, because you brought this up. You have the extra baby. You stalked me. Don't backpedal now, Negro.
Right. And he left a business meeting apparently to come and do all of this.
And you already admitted that you was broke.
Right. And he needs to worry about getting his builder's license instead of worrying about mail. Because even Fred was like, have you studied for the building's license? He was like, no, I ain't really studied, And I'm like, really, sir, this is your ticket to your financial freedom for you to be able to do what you need to do. Instead, he's like, well, you got the building's license, so, we good. No, why are you always dependent on somebody else? Like, yes. A leader, be this man that you claim how men are supposed to be. Like, lead the way. She said, yes, child, ignore Karina. I hear that.
You have to ignore him. He's one of those people that you have to physically ignore. But here's the thing about ignoring Martell. He's one of them bully toxic people that when you physically ignore him, he gets bigger and bigger. Like, look at me. It's impossible to literally ignore him, because then what happens is he creates a distraction and a disturbance.
He does. And even Marceau is like, you choose to act like this at this point. Like, you don't have to do this. You want to do this. And this is not okay at all. And, it goes back to when, she's meeting with Tisha and Kimmy, and they're like, well, what can you do? And Melody's like, I don't invite me to any events that he's going to be at. And I can't believe they were shocked. Really? Have y'all not been at every single event that's disrupted y'all? Right. That should have been the first thing y'all came to your mind. We not going, because listen, let me let you know, if you were dating somebody and every time I invited you somewhere, y'all fighting, I gonna make the decision that both y'all not coming. You may come this one, you may come to the next one, but why was that even a surprise?
Absolutely. Well, here's the thing, because you would think for the sake of the show that they'd be able to at least harmoniously exist, to have some form of interaction, right? Because this show exists because of them. This was Mel and Martell's brainchild. They're executive producers as well, if not producers. They produce something, child. I don't know the logistics here, but
so that's how she knew about the what Martell and Marceau was saying, because she's executive producer, and it was like, what? And she said, well, we'll all see. Right.
Exactly.
We'll see this. And that's how she knew exactly where Martell was, because she's executive producer. She see the schedule. Oh, he's filming over here today. Let me roll over there and confront you.
Yes, God. And I'm gonna tell you one thing before, because I want to talk, make sure we have enough time to talk about the Housewives of Potomac, sugar. So listen, I'm getting so moist and warm, honey. Hold on, I'm so excited. So, what?
Oh, nothing.
See, don't do it, Jeremy.
What's making you moist over there and warm over there?
I'm hot. It's hot. The lights are bright. Come on.
It's the lights. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's what I need Tisha and Kimmy to work on. Their level. Tisha's pettiness is it's redundant at this point.
I don't agree. I think in this situation with Kimmy, this most recent situation, I understand where Tisha is coming from. Like Kimmy, I normally team Kimmy, but this is a little ridiculous at the situation. I honestly believe like when I'm sending out information, whether it's about this show, my show, I'm just texting everybody, hey, this coming up, this coming up, this coming up. I'm not sitting here, like I may also tell you in person as well too. I do not believe that Tisha like purposely sent this message to her because they were in this place. She's hosting an event. I'm going to get the word by any means necessary to the people. Kimmy took it in the wrong way.
But like she said, any other time you call me.
Yes, but the thing about it, they weren't talking, right? They were not talking, but at the end of the day, they were not talking, but she was sending this message to everybody. So it wasn't about that. Like I was going to call you at all. We're not talking and you're not calling me. Again, listen, I told you about these people. If you don't call, it's a two-way street. You got to call people as well too.
Well, Innocent Spectator said, why does she need a personal conversation? Because they're family. They're family.
Exactly. Why does she need a personal conversation? And I agree with Tisha too. For you to bring up all these instances in which you've given us money for various events, charitable events, is petty AF. Who is keeping a list of all the stuff that you've done for me?
So I think the point that Kimmy was trying to make is we support each other. I always support you no matter what. And so now in this moment, you can't even give me the courtesy. Jeremy, we don't even live in the same city, state together, but you told me about J.A.M. the Review personally. You didn't just send me a text message.
Okay, but if I also sent you what was wrong with the text message though? If you got a text message, right? At the end of the day, it should not have mattered. Your issue, her issue, she needs to be mad at Maurice because she didn't know that Maurice didn't write the check. So she's mad at the wrong person. She needs to, it goes back to their communication issues. Her and Maurice do not communicate with one another. So she's mad at the wrong person. Like, you promised this, yes, but you didn't get no check. And it's because Maurice didn't write it. So she's looking at you like, hey, as the girlfriend, yo, are you supporting this or not? Because we don't have no check.
All right.
Moving right along, and just a quick. Dr. Francis, I can't believe Marceau told Maurice that he got Dr. Francis because they think alike, which means that Maurice must think like a woman. And you don't go to a therapist for someone you think like because you can save your coins. You want to go to somebody that doesn't think like you so that you can be aware. Like he said, you cannot fix what you do not know. And that's all I got.
Dr. Francis is a doctor. He's licensed. He's medically trained to do this. And you act like he's treating Dr. Francis as if Dr. Francis is some kind of mentor, and I'm just calling up my mentor for some advice. Dr. Francis is trained. I'm sure they're utilizing their health insurance to pay Dr. Francis. So therefore, Dr. Francis earned his coins. All right, Karina's ready. Karina says she just needs to stop crying. They said move it along and talk about Potomac, kids.
All right, let's talk about it.
Jeremy, I'm coming to your backyard.
Yes, up in Potomac.
The goddess party was the theme, Sugar. Yes. And my question to you and all the beauty besties is, did the housewives understand the assignment, and did they show up looking like the best goddess and best version of themselves? You tell me.
But Giselle looked like the goddess of goodwill, and so she I don't think
goodwill. That's a little harsh, Jeremy.
Was the goddess of goodwill, or they didn't all have that same assignment. How about that? They had different teachers.
She looked like the goddess of Kojic Church. Like Giselle Bryant looked like she was a unofficial Clark sister. You brought the sunshine. Like she gave me very much like praise dance with this hot pink highlighter fluorescent. I wish I could see all my arms. Y'all know my arms are long. I feel like she had the jumpsuit on that was giving you very much like, you want all my love and all of that. It was definitely not goddess though.
And I'm mad that Andy gonna ask a scholar, who does she want to dress? And I'm like, this is so crazy.
I said I love Andy for that. First of all, Andy's interviewing skills are getting better with these reunions, child.
Hey, listen, what are they doing? They talking about me over here in this comment section.
What's happening? Let me look. Jeremy don't have his glasses on today, y'all.
I got them on, but listen, I was in the side section.
That's Jeremy's girl, but I'm over here. I'm over the tears. She throws shade and shoots everyone with her tongue, then cries.
I'm not. Listen, they did having their own conversation. They don't even need us. Do we need to just sit here, let them carry on the show? We read their comments.
I like the meaty besties in the comments.
I love it. But they tagging each other now. That's what I'm like. Okay, y'all better tag each other and have a conversation. But no, Mia, yeah, definitely was it for me. Karen and Wendy, they were my top three.
Those were your top three? Let me tell you my number one. What kind of alert was that, Jeremy McShann? Can you close your apps, please?
No, child, that was a text message saying that my reservation at 6:30 is at 30 minutes. So we really got to go.
Look, can you close your apps, please? Nobody wants to hear what's going on over there in your personal life.
Reservation 6:30.
So, Ascala looked amazing. Loved her coming to America ponytail. Ascala understood the assignment. But I'm going to tell you who shocked the hell out of me, and I am here for her look. Ashley Darby.
She looks really pretty. She did look very pretty.
First of all, shout out to my homegirl, Riley Knox and Riley Knox Couture for designing and dressing Ashley. Riley did the damn thing. Ashley's dress was beautiful. Ashley's hair actually looked like it got done today for the first time, and it didn't look like she went to the simple cuts, or sharper cuts, or whatever. What's the place?
I know, and Makeup Machine on the beat. So we've worked with him on a lot of photo shoots. He's always great with the makeup. So yeah, Ashley did it. Great.
And I'm on the fence. I liked Wendy's outfit, but I also like Mia as well. And Mia her look was like flamingo. It was really, really good. So Ascala,
her first season.
Ashley, yes, for her first, and Mia. And special announcement and recognition for Robin. Outside of that, I didn't like Robin's eye makeup, but Robin's look actually looked like it didn't come off the rack for once.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked basic though. So I mean,
she and the other Green Eye Bandit, they flocked together there.
Right. They must be or something. But shoot, I lost my whole train of thought. I love the Nicki Minaj throw off. We're gonna show a video to let you think that she's not here, and we know
the grainy video on top of that.
She must got a iPhone, tried to send it to an Android or vice versa, and that's how the videos was looking.
Listen, you would know, Mr. Android.
Team Android, but that's why them pictures on IG be popping.
Anyways,
Android. Moving on.
Can we talk about why Gordon walks around strip clubs with shoes off just because they're getting shined?
That was real nasty. I'm like,
Jeremy, is this club real, by the way?
Okay, listen, y'all. I had to look it up. The men's club, and
I knew you would do this.
There are 3 locations. There's one in Charlotte, but there's also one in Dallas and one in Houston. So if you're in that area and you want to go, and so I mean, in Charlotte on the 11th is couples night. It's every Saturday night is couples night in there. But what's interesting?
You looked at their schedule, Jeremy.
Listen, I may have wanted to go to the event and see these women in these ball gowns and have this fine dining. So I went to the men's club VIP membership.
Oh, are you going to be a VIP member?
It said reward yourself. You've earned it as a VIP member. I'm going to have exclusive access to VIP members only club. Ideal venue for entertaining clients, brokering deals, celebrating your successes. Surrounded by the comfort of elegance, you and your guests will enjoy a first-class dining experience complete with fine wine, spirits, engaging entertainment, unparalleled service. Nothing else will do. So sign me.
Engaging entertainment.
Mia, i.e. Mia.
Unparalleled service.
Listen, she wasn't lying about them steak and lobsters, though. I mean, it sounded like fine dining up.
They said that's where your reservations are. go to the men's club tonight.
Okay, hey, my woman gonna be on next season. Okay, I'm gonna bring her back.
Jeremy, you spending $10,000 on conversations tonight?
Listen, I'm about to go. No, I'm going there to fill out an application. So,
I don't think they want you working there, Jeremy.
right, I'm like, listen, on the spinoff. So, yes.
That's interesting. I knew you would do the homework. Thank you, Jeremy, for coming through.
I'm Inspector Gadget. If you need to know about a show, your man, your woman, you need to know the info. Holla at me.
Bladget.
Listen. Okay.
I don't know if I want lobster in the strip club though. But actually, no, because in Atlanta they have the Cheetah, and the Cheetah has literally like a 5-star dining experience. And I've had a beautiful meal at the Cheetah, and I just will look over and be like, oh, there's TNA. But like the meal at the Cheetah before, like, oh, see, I had flashbacks. I mean, I'm salivating.
So, it was really interesting, this whole Giselle's conversation. To ask her about the guy she's dating.
Go ahead. Sorry.
She made it up. I don't think she was dating nobody for real. But Wendy said she knew somebody. But then Giselle said she was dating Van Jones.
No, Giselle didn't say that. I think Mia said
Giselle who said Van Jones.
And I heard that incorrectly
then Andy was like, yeah, Van Jones. And they were talking about it. But Van Jones is 53. We don't see no photos of that. And Giselle would have tried to flaunt that ASAP.
So here's the thing. I like Van Jones. Y'all like Van Jones? I think Van Jones is handsome. I feel like he got character, and the brother is smart. Now, Van Jones is also tied to possibly dating Kim Kardashian because she works in his law firm. I think that's a rumor. I hope he wouldn't go for a Kardashian. However, that would be a good glow up for Giselle if Van Jones was dating her.
Right. That would be a real good one. And, so he asked about Jamal and when did they break up and the timing of it. And then she goes Erica Jane on us on this story.
Erica Jane.
And I'm just like, this is deja vu.
Spring, summer.
Right. Spring, summer, September. But the thing about it is, so she says they broke up a couple of months after the holidays in January, and Wendy, she's diligent too. Professor says no, he did a video on December 17th saying that he was not with you, and then she was just like, well, that's when he told me in January. Sis, get out of here. This is too crazy. And she was like, well, we both were. Then she changes her tactics saying that they were not in a committed relationship, they were figuring it out. She does take a licking and keep on ticking, but is that the healthiest thing for her when you think about it? Because she said even her daughters say that she's very robotic, and she does say, look, in order for me to get by, I had to do this to survive. But
that was real talk though, because I don't know. Listen, let's be real. Everybody's been through things in life, and she was married to that Jamal Bryant. And we could only imagine, and this is what I don't like about Giselle, because she's not going to be this transparent with us. We could only imagine what Jamal put her through, that she had to numb herself for as long as she was with him before, like, she realized she had to walk away. So I think because she had these coping mechanisms in her marriage, she doesn't know how to let them go and how to reset and to literally not become bag lady anymore, because she's still carrying that with her because Jamal damaged her.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing about it is that, like, I do understand what she's saying. Look, he's gone. I got these kids that I got to take care of. I have to be strong for them. But what it did as a result is she turned off all emotions, when really, as kids, it's so great to see our parents cry and show emotion. It lets us know that it's okay to show emotion. It's okay to have these kinds of emotions. And that what makes us human and real. And it's connection. It drives connection. But instead, you have done this with the good intention probably of being strong for your kids. And now your kids are wondering here, like, we don't even know how to connect. We don't even see you connect. You're not even connecting with us.
It backfires on her. Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, like, no, I saw this meme that said, like, I don't want to brag about my mom being so strong. I want to brag about her, like, being showing emotion, being happy, living,
Yeah.
doing all of that. Like, no, forget all of this I'm so strong thing. No, show me the way. And if it's too much for you, show me that I can go somewhere and get help to make it better, that I don't have to carry this by myself.
Being strong is not always a badge of honor, the way we kind of make it to be.
No.
Right? So let's transition really quickly, though, because the comments were already talking about Candace and this doggone crying.
Oh,
Swanee. You know what that means, right? Swanee. Swanee. That's an old Southern term for I swear, child. Oh. I swear she said, I need a tissue. So Annie says, oh, let me fold it for you. And Mama held those tears till she got that tissue. I just don't know how to fix it. Like, come on, Candace.
I know now. I do agree with her to a certain extent. Like, when you do think about the levity of her situation, it is very difficult. Come on, word of the day. It's very difficult when you have a mom that's very opinionated, that says whatever, then you have a husband that's impacted by those choices. You love your mom, you love your husband, you don't know how to fix it, right? And you're doing what you can, but trying not to hurt the other person. But at the end of the day, your husband first. And so that's where you got to stick and stand.
So I agree. But here's the difference, right? Because like Andy said, do you not feel, and I'm going to mess this up.
Oh my God.
Said, what happened?
Sorry. Amanda said, it's COVID. Pass me the tissue and I'll give him the box.
Okay. So legit, I thought the same thing. I was like, aren't you supposed to pass the person the box? Like, don't be kidding. Don't be folding my tissue for me. I thought the same thing, Amanda. Thank you for affirming me and my logic here. Now,
COVID test ASAP.
So Andy said, aren't you tired? He was like, your words get you in trouble to the point where you almost got into a physical altercation. And yet her rebuttal is almost like, again, a badge of honor. Like, because I'm good at my words and I'm an orator, I'm supposed to blah, 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 blah. Sis, words have power. We know these things. And so with that being said, like, come on. Don't get mad because somebody is holding you through the fire because of what you're saying. Like, your words almost get you there. The fact that you try to justify that you only threw like 2 pieces of lettuce at Mia, how about you don't throw anything at all, sis?
How about that? And even Giselle said, listen, if she would have hit you, it would have been what it would have been because it was inappropriate. Like, provocation is a serious thing, and you don't know what somebody's tipping point is, and you go for a juggler and about this woman's situation and you continue to go after it, and it's just ridiculous. Like, I
do disagree the way she responded to Mia. Yes, Mia probably wanted to bring her mom on to add to her storyline. That's fine. And she called Mia out on that. She goes, don't blame me if your mom relapses because you brought her on here for your storyline. I agree. It is unfair to lay the burden of relapse, something that heavy, at somebody else's doorstep. Hold on. Especially when you bring them onto a national platform. However, though, Candace brought her mom onto this national platform, and we see how dysfunctional her mother is. So you need to be careful when doing this, but people need to own the responsibility within their own lanes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I do think the difference is I do 100% believe, and even if she didn't know, when she found out, she continued to go after the lady's mom. Yes. And the thing about what most people that are asked will tell you, you never know what the tipping point is. And yes, she was brought onto this show, but we also have a responsibility, if we know better, than to do better. Yes, and if we continue for the sake of just feeling like I need to get you back at the expense of something that I know is very serious, like, it's not the same, and it could cause irreparable damage if you keep running your mouth. Like, it's crazy to me.
But Candace knows that. And that's what we're trying to establish. Like, ma'am, you can shed these tears. You're now saying you don't know how to fix your family because your mother has dug in so deep now, talking about your husband, that when you go to your in-laws, there's damage here, and it's true. Like, you're not going to talk about my child. Your mother's not going to talk about my child, and then I'm supposed to welcome you into my home for Thanksgiving. Like, there's something here. We're all family now. Like, and I do believe, and I get it, that we need Dorothy for ratings. She needs her first storyline.
We don't need her. I don't like her.
I don't either.
It's unnecessary. Like Giselle said, your mama was the one that came to us asking us all of this. You not mad? Why you not mad at her? Why you mad at us? Like, it's unnecessary. We don't need this. Candace is basically her mom times 2 to the second dimension. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't need both of them. It's disgusting.
What do you think she learned that behavior from?
Hello. Yes. So,
all right, Jeremy, you got to go to dinner, huh?
Reservation at the men's club of the men's club.
Dinner.
I'll show y'all my membership card.
Dinner.
Right.
And on guys, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for being in the chat box. We're going to put Jeremy's J.A.M the review in the description box. So if you're watching this back, please, if you're in the DMV area, check him out. He really is talented outside of all this pettiness, y'all.
Not pettiness. Listen, I'm about to be like Kimmy now. Like, petty. I wasn't petty.
Where's the lie, though?
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and listen to your lies.
And on that note, at least I got my lies correct. And on that note, guys, I got to go. You know what to do. Subscribe to the channel if you like this video if you like, and leave us a comment. Most importantly, check the notifications and make sure they're turned on. Who loves you? I do. See you next Monday. Bye, guys.